In last year's NBA bubble, nobody expected the Miami Heat to make the finals, let alone put up a fight and even steal 2 games against the LA Lakers. Jimmy Butler rallied the Heat, and the Heat had many young players step up, such as Tyler Herro and Duncan Robinson, and the Heat showed us heart like we'd never seen before. In today's video, we will discuss if the Miami Heat can go back to the finals this year. But before we get onto the video, please make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and turn on the bell so you guys get my videos right away. My Twitter is in the description. Please go make sure to follow that, as I do give constant updates. And with all that being said, let's get right into the video. Yesterday, the Miami Heat beat out the Boston Celtics to secure their playoff spot, and now they sit at the 4th seed with a 38 win and 31 loss record. Obviously, as we know, last year the Miami Heat overexceeded in the bubble and made the finals and even managed to win 2 games against the LA Lakers. But just how good are the Heat this year? Can they do the same? Well, let's start out by looking at the roster. The Miami Heat still have their superstar leader in Jimmy Butler, who this year is putting up even better numbers than last year, averaging 21.5 points, 6.9 rebounds, and 7.2 assists per game. Jimmy again last year showed that he can be a true number 1 option, and he can lead the team to the finals and even almost win the finals, as that was a question for a lot of people. Can Jimmy Butler lead a team and win? As the notion prior to last year's bubble run was the fact that Jimmy Butler destroyed team chemistries and wasn't a good leader in the locker room, but Jimmy proved everybody wrong and led the Heat to the finals. And this year, I have no doubt that Jimmy is even more hungrier to go back to the finals and show his heart, especially with a healthy Goran Dragic, as that will help him a lot. Last year, there was footage seen of him barely even being able to walk after some of their finals games, and that just puts it in perspective how much Jimmy Butler truly wants it. Next, we have Tyler Herro. Now, this season, Tyler Herro has been a controversial topic because the Heat didn't want to give up Tyler for James Harden in a potential trade this year, and a lot of fans were mad about that. Herro's production has been relatively the same, averaging 15 points, 3 assists, and 5 rebounds, and again, people are complaining that Tyler Herro has had no significant growth this year, but I honestly believe that this is false because, for example, yesterday the Heat played the Celtics where Tyler absolutely went off and scored 24 points and 11 rebounds alongside with 3 assists. When I see Tyler put up numbers like this, I think to myself, he can turn on the switch whenever he wants to. Even last year in the bubble, he showed me enough, as Tyler put up some big numbers, especially for being a rookie. But again, we will have to wait and see if Tyler Herro can turn his button on in the playoffs and be that X factor that the Miami Heat desperately need. But my hopes are high for Tyler Herro, and I do believe that he can put some damage on in the playoffs. Also, don't sleep on Bam Adebayo, who again is putting up career numbers. It seems like Bam Adebayo improves every year and is my favorite to win Defensive Player of the Year. Bam is averaging 18 points, 5 assists, and 9 rebounds, also averaging that 1 steal and 1 block per game. Bam has really impressed me this season and has shown me that he is more than just a traditional big, as he is averaging 5 assists. He has shown me that he can be a playmaker and get others involved as well. Bam's defense is going to be a must heading into the playoffs, as even last year in the bubble, Bam had some of the biggest game-saving blocks I've seen in the past couple of years. But again, I have no doubt that Bam will show up, as he is my favorite to win Defensive Player of the Year, and this year his numbers are up. It seems like he's happy and it seems like he's improved, and I just can't wait to see this team in fruition. Next, we have a healthy Goran Dragic, who again is another productive guy on this team, averaging 13 points, 4 and 4, and many people believe that the Miami Heat would have potentially even won last year in the finals if Goran Dragic didn't get injured, as he didn't play in most of the finals games last year. So now with the healthy Goran heading into this year's playoffs, the sky's the limit for this team. I really think that Goran is going to be a big help with this amazing 3-point shooting, and it's going to be a whole nother threat that nobody's ever seen before, as Goran does have that switch like Tyler Herro again. And it seems like he's been healthy relatively throughout this season, so I don't think anything's going to bug him, and he's finally going to be healthy heading into this playoffs. The Heat also still have Kendrick Nunn, who last year was quite disappointing, but I'll give him a pass because of the fact that he did come down with the Rona, and Nunn has came to the public last year saying that it did affect him. But this year, Nunn has turned it around and is averaging 14 points, and in my eyes, he has had some big nights and even starting most nights. To me, he has shown that he will be a great contributor moving on to the playoffs, as Nunn provides great shooting and isn't afraid to drive to the paint. He'll take the big moment shots, he isn't scared, and that's why I think he's going to be truly effective, as he's going to be able to step up in the playoffs and not be afraid to take that big shot when the Heat desperately need him to. The Heat also do have some nice pieces. Obviously, they recently acquired Victor Oladipo, but I do think that his minutes will be restricted as he does have a knee injury right now, so he will be limited in the playoffs. I've also heard a lot of people saying Victor has fell off and isn't the same anymore, but we'll just have to wait and see as he has a full offseason to recover, and we'll see if the Heat actually keep him. And next, let's not forget about Duncan Robinson, the shooter, the sniper. Last year in the bubble and the finals, Duncan proved that he can hit big shots time and time again, and he's not scared to shoot them. He's not scared of the consequences, and he's going to shoot it whenever he gets a chance. This year, Duncan is averaging 13 points and about 2 assists while shooting 41% from 3. There it is, man. Duncan's going to shoot the ball whenever he has an open shot. Last year, he surprised a lot of people. Obviously, he came from a D3 school, so even him being in the NBA right now, it's absolutely crazy. So I do expect big things out of Duncan Robinson moving ahead into the playoffs. Now comes the real question. Can the Miami Heat go back to the finals this year? Yes, I honestly do see the Miami Heat going back just because of the fact that every player on this team has that no-quit mentality, and Jimmy Butler really brings out the best out of all his teammates. Again, the Heat roster is relatively healthy right now with the healthy Goran Dragic, and in the first round, the Heat will most likely either face the Bucks or the Knicks, who again are both great teams in their respects, but I honestly don't see the Heat losing to either one of them, and I do believe that Jimmy is hungrier than ever, coming so close to winning that championship last year, and hopefully some of these young guys like Tyler Herro and Duncan Robinson can step up once again with their great scoring ability and show everybody what the Heat is all about. And I don't think that last year's bubble run was a fluke. I think that this team honestly deserved it, as I do know a lot of people do feel like the Miami Heat got lucky last year, but no, a team doesn't get to the finals just by getting lucky. That's just some absolute nonsense. But again, get in that comment section and let me know, do you guys think that the Miami Heat can go back to the finals and even win it? Now, win it is another question. I'm not sure if they can actually win it, as maybe, there's just some other great teams such as the Lakers. They may have a potential rematch, but we'll have to see. The Lakers are banged up, Clippers are another potential team, so it's going to be very interesting to watch the playoffs, and I do think that the Miami Heat can definitely go back. But again, this is going to end off the video. Thank you guys for watching the whole video. Make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and turn on the bell so you guys get my videos right away. Support has been absolutely ridiculous. I will leave my Instagram and Twitter in the description. I give you guys updates on the NBA, and it's just a different way to talk to you guys. And with all that being said, I'm out. Peace.